9 nights before they compete inside the Elimination Chamber, these two old rivals lock horns in your main event. It is meaner than evil. Bron Breakker set to go one-on-one with the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. Two heavyweights collide live from the Footprint Center right here in Phoenix, Arizona. 9 nights away from the Elimination Chamber.
Wrestling has more than one.
Where this man will compete inside Satan's prison, where 6 SmackDown Superstars will battle it out for the opportunity to challenge either Gunther or Brock Lesnar for the World Championship at WrestleMania.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
This is how you kick off Friday Night SmackDown. The All-Stars are out tonight in Phoenix. Cody Rhodes will be one of 6 superstars that competes inside the Elimination Chamber 9 nights from tonight in Miami, Florida, Sunday, January the 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time at the Elimination Chamber. Cody Rhodes may just be the X factor in that Elimination Chamber matchup. We have been talked about. It is well documented, Gunther's record ever since debuting here on SmackDown in December of 2022. Only 1 loss on that record, only 1 blemish. That comes from the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes last year at SummerSlam. If Gunther can get through Brock Lesnar, and if Cody Rhodes can survive Elimination Chamber, Gunther may be shaking in his boots a little bit, knowing Cody Rhodes has been around this mountain before. Who knows what will happen 9 nights from tonight at Lone Depot Park, but the crowd is here and the stars are out here tonight in Phoenix. And I'll tell you what, there is no bigger way to kick things off than with a meeting between these two superstars whose history is extremely well documented.
And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
In 9 nights in Miami, Florida, the Elimination Chamber comes down and 6 superstars step inside. Ricochet, Bron Breakker, Austin Theory, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre. It is an all-star field, and the winner of this match awaits the winner of Gunther and Brock Lesnar this coming March at the grandest stage of them all, AT&T Stadium in Dallas at WrestleMania. And I'll tell you what, Randy Orton spoke to WWE.com earlier this week. And what we can say about Randy Orton's mindset coming into this matchup is that he is laser focused on getting back on track. It has been a rocky couple of months, a rocky ship that is being headed by Randy Orton here on SmackDown as of late. He failed to defeat Drew McIntyre during his reign as the World Heavyweight Champion. Orton came up short in the traditional Survivor Series matchup in the world's most famous arena to the Rated R superstar Edge. Randy Orton, in the month of December, fell to the one and only Ricochet, not once, but twice, right here on SmackDown. And of course, Randy Orton's momentum did not get back on track in the 30-man Royal Rumble matchup. Orton has got to be laser focused on getting the road, or I should say getting the train back on the tracks here in Phoenix tonight, especially with Elimination Chamber momentum riding on the line, and we are underway. Everybody knows the history between the Apex Predator Randy Orton and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. It was back in 2008. The young pupil of Cody Rhodes, the son of the plumber Dusty Rhodes, was taken under the wing of Randy Orton in a group known as Legacy. Randy Orton may have taught Cody Rhodes everything he knew up until that point, but Randy Orton may not have taught him everything Randy Orton knows. That was a long time ago. Cody Rhodes is a completely different animal, and so is the sadistic Apex Predator, Randy Orton. And I'll tell you what, I don't care if it's Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, or any other man inside that Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton is hell-bent on getting victory back on his side. It has been a rough couple of months for the Viper here on SmackDown, and dare I say, a rough 2023. for Randy Orton ever since he lost the WWE title in last year's WrestleMania main event. Tonight, Randy Orton looks to get back on the right track, defeat the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, and hopefully ride that momentum into Miami, Florida 9 nights from tonight. That is easier said than done. Cody Rhodes, not a man with very many blemishes on his record. And Cody Rhodes is looking to get back into the squared circle with the ring general Gunther, somebody he met not once but twice last summer. And that is, of course, if and only if Gunther is able to survive the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. Certainly not a foregone conclusion when you're in there with the alpha male of our species. I'll tell you what, a lot of questions coming in, I should say going into the Elimination Chamber in 9 nights, but we will have our answers by the end of that evening, Sunday night, January the 28th. Cody Rhodes taking down Randy Orton. Simple scoop and a slam. Only a 1 count that time. It's going to take a lot more to keep the future Hall of Famer down. Still to come tonight, in your main event, the badass Bron Breakker set to lock horns with the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, on their road to the Elimination Chamber. Also coming up tonight, a participant in the Women's Elimination Chamber match, that being Raquel Rodriguez, set to go one-on-one with Zoe Stark, live here in the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona. Cody Rhodes once again with the scoop and a slam on Randy Orton, obviously doing some damage to the Apex Predator, but he's going to need to do more to keep down the American Nightmare. And wait a minute here, Randy Orton looking to flip this matchup on its head. Big time DDT, vintage out of the arsenal of the Apex Predator. Cody Rhodes may be down and out, but Randy Orton's not done just yet. Looking for the kill, RKO reversed. Cody Rhodes takes down the Viper. That might have been the exclamation point, or it was going for the RKO early on in this matchup. Cody Rhodes had another plan. Randy Orton better not let his desperation blind him in this matchup with Cody Rhodes. As much as he wants victory, he's got to realize that Cody Rhodes spent a lot of time with the Viper years ago. He knows the Viper very well. And they may be 2 different superstars in 2024, but history is history, knowledge is knowledge, and anything that can be applied to this matchup will. Another reversal there by Orton, a big-time uppercut to the American Nightmare. I'll tell you what, I'm sure all other 4 superstars inside the Elimination Chamber matchup have got their eyes on Cody and Randy, looking to find a weakness in their arsenal. Anything to get an edge in that matchup 9 nights from tonight in Miami, Florida. Austin Theory, Ricochet, Bron Breakker, Drew McIntyre all await Cody and Orton inside Satan's prison. Randy Orton has completely taken Cody Rhodes out of this matchup. Cody was trying to bounce back, build some offense off that RKO reversal, but Randy Orton not allowing the comeback from the American Nightmare here. Not allowing Cody to be willed on by this crowd here in Phoenix, Arizona. Cody Rhodes, however, looking to turn the tables. Orton on the outside, not somewhere where he wants to be because he's in the drop zone, and Cody Rhodes delivered. Big time springboard by the American Nightmare, and Cody Rhodes starting to get fired up. On the outside, big time maneuver right into the barricade. Rushing leg sweep, down goes Orton. Cody building some momentum, and this is what Cody's got to do. Get Phoenix, Arizona live on their feet and behind the Nightmare. Orton back inside the ring. Certainly not by will, but by force of Cody Rhodes. And Cody catching Orton with another scoop and a slam. Reversal that time. Orton not sure of his whereabouts. And wait a minute, Cody going behind. Breakker on Orton. A cover by Cody Rhodes. No, Orton still into this matchup. Great contest on hand to kick things off tonight in Phoenix, Arizona. Cody and Orton waging war for Elimination Chamber momentum. Cody thought he had Orton there off the counter and off the Breakker. Orton still into this matchup, but for how much longer? Randy Orton's dazed. Cody, look at the strength out of the American Nightmare, especially a little bit later in this matchup. To have that strength speaks volumes on the endurance of Cody. Cody still trying to throw some haymakers. Orton reversing. It's a deep shot by Orton right to the jaw, and now Orton gonna revert to a different game plan. Reverse Boston. We may be in Phoenix, but Cody's feeling the pain from coast to coast. This is a very interesting maneuver, not the normal Boston Crab. Orton's using all his might to try to crank on the spine of Cody. Luckily for the American Nightmare, to pick an ankle. And this time, another rushing leg sweep, but this time on the canvas. Cody Rhodes has got his eyes locked. Randy Orton may be in trouble. Wait a minute, Cody's going for the kill. A crossroads. Will that do it here in Phoenix? Not just yet. Randy Orton gets the shoulder up, and you see Orton making sure the referee knows that his shoulder was off the canvas. Desperation by Orton for victory tonight, but Cody still has his foot on the gas pedal. A second crossroads. Will Cody Rhodes get the momentum on the road to the chamber? He does. I'll tell you what, Randy Orton's momentum is just at a screeching halt time and time again as of late. I don't know what the Apex Predator has got to do to get it together, but he's got to go back to the drawing board and figure this out. The road to the Elimination Chamber stops for no man, and Cody Rhodes takes the momentum forcefully to his side here tonight on SmackDown.
Here is your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
If Cody Rhodes can continue this red-hot momentum, he very well may be meeting either the ring general Gunther or the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar in the main event at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas at WrestleMania. But what will happen 9 nights from tonight inside Satan's prison? The road to WrestleMania is going to continue to get hot and heavy here on SmackDown, because 2 weeks from tonight, the SmackDown side of the 2024 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic kicks off. But stay tuned, because next week we will be revealing the 8 teams that will participate in the Dusty Classic, as well as participate to try to get those WWE Tag Team titles at the Show of Shows WrestleMania. Certainly going to be an awesome tournament on the Blue brand. Monday Night Raw side of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic has certainly been making waves over the last couple of weeks. What about Jay and Jimmy Uso returning to Monday Night Raw this past week? Cannot wait to see what's going to happen on the SmackDown side of things, but we got action right here live in Phoenix, Arizona.
And from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, Raquel Rodriguez.
Coming up in Miami, Florida, 6 women will compete inside the Elimination Chamber. Representing Raw, it is Tiffany Stratton, Becky Lynch, and Roxanne Perez. Representing SmackDown, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Raquel Rodriguez. The winner of this matchup will earn a Women's Championship matchup at WrestleMania. Just depends on what brand they reside. And I'm sure Raquel Rodriguez would love to get another opportunity at the Women's World Championship. Remember back at Survivor Series in November, it was a 4-way matchup between Candice LeRae, Io Sky, Shayna Baszler, and Raquel herself. Elimination style. Raquel eliminated Candice, as well as Io Sky, and was on the way to eliminating the Queen of Spades to become the champion, but Shayna Baszler, and that deadly Karafuda clutch was the X factor in awarding Shayna the gold. But here we go tonight, Raquel Rodriguez trying to build herself some momentum on the road to the Elimination Chamber. But I'll tell you what, we are in a similar situation that we were 7 nights ago with Io Sky versus Shotzi. Shotzi felt a little bit slighted, being left out of the Elimination Chamber matchup as one of the SmackDown participants. She took the fight to the genius of the Sky. Unfortunately for the ballsy badass, it was Io Sky being awarded victory. Now Zoe Stark in there tonight with one of the powerhouses of the SmackDown Women's Division, that being Raquel Rodriguez. And Zoe Stark an up-and-comer here on SmackDown, has made her appearances here and there over the last year. Really looking to have a breakout year in 2024, and I'll tell you, a victory over Raquel tonight and really derailing Raquel's road to the Elimination Chamber can definitely make some waves here on SmackDown. All remains to be seen as Zoey Stark to the top rope, ready to leave it all on the line in the means of victory tonight. Look at this missile drop kick to the outside. Zoey Stark leaving it all inside and outside the ring in hopes of being awarded the W. Raquel doesn't know what hit her. She's got to have her bell rung after that trajectory, that velocity off those 2 boots to the face. And Zoey's looking good here in Phoenix, Arizona tonight. But don't be overzealous. Can Zoey Stark, because she's got to remember she is in there with, again, one of the powerhouses of the SmackDown Women's Division. And I'll tell you, the other powerhouse that we recognize here on the blue brand, the EST Bianca Belair, gonna have herself inside the Elimination Chamber. And you gotta wonder what's going through Bianca's mind, that they're once again coming up short to Shayna. First at Armageddon in December, and then just a few weeks ago at the Royal Rumble in T-Mobile Arena. Bianca Belair's gotta feel slighted. She's gotta feel a little bit disappointed that her way has not been the way against Shayna Baszler. But maybe if she could survive Elimination Chamber, the 3rd time will be the charm at WrestleMania. All remains to be seen. I'll tell you what, it could easily not be any of the SmackDown women, whether it's Raquel, Bianca, Io Sky. There's 3 very different, very variety of superstars, if you will, from Monday Night Raw competing inside the Elimination Chamber. You got the Buff Barbie, Tiffany Stratton. You got the Prodigy, Roxanne Perez, 2 former NXT Women's Champions. And then you got the man, Becky Lynch. It'll be very interesting to see who's going to walk away from Satan's prison with the #1 contendership for WrestleMania. Oh my goodness! That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a knockout blow any day of the week, twice on Friday. Raquel Rodriguez showcasing her strength, ragdolling Zoey Stark, and Zoey's got to have her egg scrambled. And Raquel here, squashing her in the corner. The lights may be on, but I don't know if anybody's home, or maybe we speak too soon. Zoey Stark knows what's on the line tonight. Momentum for herself here on Friday Night SmackDown. Double boots to the face of Raquel once more. And Raquel able to get the shoulder up. Close call there by Stark. I'll tell you, Zoey likes to perform that Z360 on her opponents, but I don't know if she can get Raquel up for that maneuver. Remains to be seen if Zoey can find a way to hit that Z360. It may be over, folks. If Zoey Stark derails the momentum of Raquel Rodriguez, well, you gotta wonder, does that give Zoey Stark Raquel's spot inside the Elimination Chamber? Does that seemingly earn Zoey a spot to compete for the Women's World Championship? Opportunity always riding on the line every time you step foot inside the squared circle. Both these women know that. Both these women trying to take advantage of said opportunity. Zoey Stark once again might have had her bell rung off that elbow, and Raquel with her eyes locked on the opposer. Up she goes, Tejana Bomb! Into the cover. Raquel Rodriguez gonna be a force to be reckoned with inside the Elimination Chamber. A great performance against Zoey Stark tonight, and credit to Zoey, she hung in there when she could, but the power of Raquel is too much for damn near any woman to handle, whether it's on SmackDown or Raw.
Here is your winner, Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh, wait a minute. The EST Bianca Belair is in the ring, and I think she's giving Raquel a little reminder that she is the only powerhouse that competes inside the Elimination Chamber. These are 2 of the 6 women that will compete inside Satan's prison for a shot to go to WrestleMania. The next time we come your way for a live premiere event, it is Sunday night, January the 28th, from Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. It is the... What, are we back? What the hell is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back! What the hell is going on back there? Randy Orton, oh my God, Cody Rhodes is busted wide open. Cody Rhodes is being ambushed by the Apex Predator Randy Orton, the man he defeated at the top of the hour. Oh, Cody Rhodes is gushing. What the hell is going on? Randy Orton has completely snapped. Loss after loss. Opportunity going by the wayside. Orton has come unglued. Oh, come on, Cody. Come on, Randy. This is absolutely ridiculous. Cody is absolutely beaten to a pulp right now. And Randy Orton... Oh, God! Oh, no! Cody Rhodes off the ledge! Through the spotlight! We need some help back there! This is ridiculous. The next time we come your way for a live premiere event, it is Sunday night, January the 28th, from Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. It is the 2024 edition of the Elimination Chamber. The final opportunity for the men and women of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown to punch their ticket to the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Who will seize the opportunity inside Satan's prison? Find out live on Sunday, January 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time as WWE presents the Elimination Chamber. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on Friday Night SmackDown, and as you just saw, cameras rapidly cutting to the back where this absolutely heinous, disgusting assault by Randy Orton, my God, took place. Cody Rhodes beaten, bloodied by the Apex Predator, and sent off a ledge into that spotlight. I have no words, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we can get an update on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I'm told referees and staff have gained some kind of control of the situation, have got Randy Orton out of there, and are tending to Cody Rhodes as we speak. That's all we got for now.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 183 pounds, Wes Lee!
We're going to try to refocus here on SmackDown. We're going to take you back to last week. JD McDonough victorious inside the squared circle, and he was met with the Cruiserweight Champion Ilia Dragunov delivering not one but two torpedo Moscows. Of course, this was coming, coincidentally enough, after another backstage assault that took place at the Royal Rumble, when McDonough laid out the man who defeated him back in the New Year's Revolution edition of SmackDown, that being Ilia Dragunov. Dragunov trying to even the score with the Irish Ace last week. You know what? I'm sorry. I can't focus right now. I cannot believe that Randy Orton just did that. I'm sorry. All the losses, I get it. You're frustrated, but to ambush Cody Rhodes backstage from behind, obviously, he's beaten, he's bloodied, fatigued from the matchup earlier tonight, to send him off a ledge through a glass spotlight, electricity going all over Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes could have sustained ungodly injuries that could have ended his career. It's absolutely ridiculous and heinous actions by that son of a bitch, Randy Orton.
And his opponent from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Ilia Dragunov.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we try to regain composure, we can confirm that coming up in 9 nights at the Elimination Chamber, Ilia Dragunov is set for a rematch with JD McDonough. After the ambush at the Royal Rumble, McDonough's victory last week here on SmackDown, Dragunov wants to get his revenge on McDonough. McDonough wants another spot to try to challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship. And it's going down 9 nights from tonight at the Elimination Chamber event. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, I don't know if what we just saw moments ago is any indication, but I will not be surprised if Cody Rhodes can't even compete. The Elimination Chamber is 9 nights from tonight. That's not that long, ladies and gentlemen, for Cody to go through a matchup earlier tonight. Very physical with Randy. And then obviously he got thrown into a concrete wall. I don't know if that's what busted him open or what. On the steel grate. and then off the leg. I'm sorry to keep dwelling on it, folks, but obviously the American Nightmare has been scratching and clawing for another opportunity, especially to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, and now that opportunity may have just gotten taken away from him by Randy Orton. Nonetheless, let's try to focus in on the action. We got some great superstars inside the ring right now. The two superstars that I can at least expect wouldn't stoop to the levels of Randy Orton anytime in their careers. We got the Cruiserweight Champion Ilia Dragunov in there with the always exciting Wes Lee, and Ilia Dragunov's got to be looking to keep his momentum strong on the road to the Elimination Chamber for Wes Lee tonight. A man who has not seen too much action as of late on SmackDown could easily be finding himself with an opportunity to earn himself a future shot at the Cruiserweight title. And I'll tell you what, the Irish Ace JD McDonough has certainly played his cards right over the last couple of weeks. He got what he wanted at New Year's Revolution a few weeks ago. He took on Ilia Dragunov and came up short in that matchup for the Cruiserweight title. That did not sit well with McDonough. Ambushed Ilia Dragunov backstage during the Royal Rumble matchup. Obviously got under the skin of the Cruiserweight Champion who retaliated last week. And now JD McDonough, after a victory last week as well, is on his way to Miami, Florida, Lone Depot Park for one more go-around with the Mad Dragon. And speaking of the Mad Dragon, coming unglued right there, big-time lariat against Wes Lee. And he almost had him, Wes Lee, just kicking out at the last second. Gotta wonder how Dragunov's feeling. He's been very active as of late on SmackDown. As we mentioned, the very physical contest with JD McDonough a few weeks ago, competed in the Royal Rumble, and then the Backstage assault. Is Dragunov 100% coming into this matchup tonight? All remains to be seen, but the Mad Dragon, somebody who is well documented to just thrive off pain at times inside that squared circle. And if that's any indication of what's going to happen tonight, Wes Lee may not be the favorite. Dragunov rolling to the outside, trying to create some distance, but if there's one thing we know about Wes Lee, he will meet you inside or outside the ring at any given moment. There he goes with the Tope Suicida, taking down the Cruiserweight Champion. Ilia Dragunov doesn't know what hit him, and Wes Lee could very well be on his way to earning a future Cruiserweight Championship opportunity. On the top rope he goes, diving through the skies, keeping it simple with the axe hammer that time. You got to commend the effort. That's a dodge by Ilia Dragunov. The always dangerous Cruiserweight Champion can strike from anywhere and will strike from anywhere. One of the hardest hitters in World Wrestling Entertainment. As voted by you, the fans of 2023, Breakout Superstar of the Year was the Mad Dragon, and it's because of maneuvers like this. Torpedo Moscow! Wes Lee looking up at the lights of the Footprint Center, and that's a victory for the Cruiserweight Champion of the world. Ilia Dragunov, as laser focused as ever. The title will be on the line 9 nights from tonight, and it was not an easy effort to retain that gold against the Irish Ace back at New Year's Revolution. Can Dragunov survive once again against JD McDonough?
Here is your winner, Ilia Dragunov.
Wes Lee gave him a fight, but Ilia Dragunov is on top of the world right now, the best he's ever been, and leading the pack in the Cruiserweight division. But will that responsibility, if you will, be bestowed upon McDonough in 9 nights? The road to WrestleMania continues in Lone Depot Park, Miami, Florida, Sunday night, January the 28th, as we present the 2024 Elimination Chamber. And your main event, on behalf of Monday Night Raw, sees the monster among monsters, Braun Strowman, set to go one-on-one with the Visionary, the Revolutionary, the champion himself, Seth freaking Rollins. Title's going to be on the line 9 nights from tonight. Also coming your way in Miami, Florida, courtesy of Raw, all hell is going to break loose in this no disqualifications match. The 2024 Royal Rumble match winner Kevin Owens has met with a roadblock in the Harbinger of Doom Karrion Kross. Ilia Dragunov successful moments ago, but is his luck about to run out? Has the Irish Ace played his cards right, and will he once and for all take down the Mad Dragon for the Cruiserweight Championship? For the first time ever, two monsters of the world collide as the ring general Gunther defends his World Heavyweight Championship against the Beast Incarnate, the alpha male of our species, Brock Lesnar. 3 women from Raw, 3 from SmackDown. The winner will challenge their brand's women's champion at WrestleMania. Io Sky, Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez, who will win the Elimination Chamber match. And of course, there's the SmackDown Elimination Chamber matchup. The winner will challenge for the World Championship at the grandest stage of them all. Ricochet, Theory, McIntyre, Orton, Breakker. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are receiving news that the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is out of the Elimination Chamber due to the injuries that are obviously been sustained by the Viper. Just a moment ago, Cody Rhodes will not be participating in Miami, Florida. However, a replacement will be determined next week on SmackDown. A last chance matchup. The phenomenal United States champion AJ Styles meets the rated R superstar Edge. And I'll tell you what, this is a very interesting situation because Gunther and Edge, a lot of history there. Edge can't challenge Gunther for the world title. Is Edge got a bank on Lesnar winning the title if he can even make it to the chamber? Lot to talk about next week between those two superstars. Plus, the road to the chamber continues as Austin Theory set the lock horns in a rematch from upwards of a month ago with the future of Flight, Ricochet. And we saw them go face-to-face earlier tonight. Well, these two heavyweights of Friday Night SmackDown, the EST Bianca Belair and Raquel Rodriguez, set to square off. 2 of the top stars in the SmackDown Women's Division look to build some last-minute momentum on the road to the Elimination Chamber. All that action is coming your way next week on the final SmackDown before we get to Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida for the 2024 Elimination Chamber event. We are live here in the Footprint Center, Phoenix, Arizona, and it is time for your main event on Friday Night SmackDown.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, Bron Breakker.
Braun took to Twitter earlier today and had this to say: I've seen opportunities handed out left and right more than ever as of late. Hall of Famers, has-beens, you name it, they are all in my way. I'm tired of waiting around. I'm taking what I deserve. First, I run through McIntyre. Then, I destroy everyone inside Elimination Chamber. The World Heavyweight title is mine. The badass Bron Breakker with a declaration of war. Breakker is looking to pick up this monumentous victory against McIntyre tonight and steamroll over the competition inside Satan's prison. But I'll tell you what, Bron Breakker may have that dog in him, but it is easier said than done. Victory is not an easy task when you stand across the ring from the Scottish Warrior. McIntyre is one of the final 2 men in the Royal Rumble matchup. Unfortunately for the Warrior, came up short to Raw's Kevin Owens. But since his SmackDown returned, he has turned away the Nigerian giant Omos. He has taken down Ibar. Will that steam rolling up the competition that we mentioned with Breakker continue for McIntyre here tonight in Phoenix?
And his opponent from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Well, Drew McIntyre and Bron Breakker, no strangers to each other. May the 14th of last year, Vancouver, Canada, at Vengeance, during McIntyre's reign as World Heavyweight Champion, Bron Breakker tested his luck and was put aside by the Scottish Warrior. Now, Bron Breakker obviously has come a long way. Not the same man he was last May, and Drew McIntyre, we could say the same about him as well. Both these superstars hungry for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. And massive momentum rides on the line tonight as these two Elimination Chamber participants square off. Now, Breakker hot out of the gate, going after McIntyre. What about the news we found out moments ago, ladies and gentlemen? Because of the ambush by Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes has been deemed unable to compete in 9 nights inside the Elimination Chamber. And a replacement to be made next week on SmackDown 48 hours before we go to Miami, Florida. It'll either be the United States champion AJ Styles or the free agent, the rated R superstar Edge. And that is a very interesting situation because, as we know, as long as Gunther is the world champion, Edge cannot challenge Gunther for the world title. Is that contract null and void? Does Edge have to bank on Lesnar winning the title if Edge can win the Elimination Chamber? That's only if Edge can get through Styles next week. So many questions that have now arose regarding the Elimination Chamber thanks to Randy Orton's actions against Cody Rhodes. We do have an update on the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes has been taken to a local medical facility here in Phoenix, Arizona, and is in stable condition, but is obviously beat up, getting stitched up thanks to the attack from Randy Orton. I still can't believe it. I'm in disbelief. Just the absolutely heinous assault by the Apex Predator that, in my opinion, should not be going without notice. Randy Orton should be taken out of the Elimination Chamber, if you ask me, but I'll make the rules around here. Nonetheless, Drew McIntyre, Bron Breakker, let's focus on the action at hand. This is some great competition inside and outside the SmackDown ring. Man, it is going to be a scary sight being on the opposite end when a guy the size of McIntyre is soaring through the skies, coming at you at ringside. McIntyre has been on a quest to get back the World Heavyweight Championship he held for 267 days, the Superstar of the Year in 2023 as voted by you, the fans. McIntyre lost that gold at Survivor Series in November to the current champion, the Ring General Gunther. And I'm sure McIntyre would love another go-around with the man who absolutely had a decisive victory in Madison Square Garden. What about Bron Breakker? You know, it is common knowledge that one of the last matches Gunther had down in NXT was against meaner than evil Bron Breakker, and Bron Breakker was victorious on that night. That was a different Gunther, a different time. Gunther has only suffered one loss since joining SmackDown, and we're gonna have to screech on that thought because McIntyre with a future shock DDT, but Breakker's still into it. And we're only a couple minutes into this matchup, but these two guys are throwing heavy bombs, live rounds between the badass Bron Breakker and the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Breakker said it on Twitter. He's tired of waiting around. He's getting his. He wants the world title, and it starts here tonight as Breakker loaded up with an emphatic spear on McIntyre. And into the cover goes meaner than evil. But McIntyre kicks out Bron Breakker, no hesitation. A mean spear to the midsection of Drew McIntyre. And Breakker is pulling out all the stops in the early going of this matchup, desperate for victory tonight. Breakker said he was going to run through Drew McIntyre and then go through the competition inside the Elimination Chamber and march on his way to WrestleMania. He's tired of waiting in line. He's tired of the Hall of Famers, the quote-unquote has-beens in Breakker's mind, getting in his way. You know, that's a double-sided coin, a double-sided sword. You know, either works. Drew McIntyre's sword, we could say. Bron Breakker, he could talk about Hall of Famers and has-beens, but if he's talking about guys like guys like Brock Lesnar and Edge, I mean, those are two guys who have really earned their opportunities around here. So Breakker, I understand the complaint, but he's got to get the job done inside the ring if he wants those same opportunities that those two men and many others are afforded. And Bron Breakker, well documented in 2023, on the cusp of breaking out, but has not been able to secure those big-time victories and those big-time matches. Challenged McIntyre for the world title last year, even challenged Cody Rhodes during his reign for the United States Championship. Breakker was unsuccessful in those pursuits. Breakker wants to take the next step here on SmackDown. He's got to get the job done, and wait a minute! Holy hell! Big Big time German suplex. McIntyre getting set for an amusement park ride. Down to the canvas and now out of the ring. The Badass is in control here on SmackDown. Bron Breakker out to make some noise once and for all. Drew McIntyre just trying to get his wits about him at ringside. And nobody home off Bron Breakker's crash landing. McIntyre may have just been awarded the momentum of this match on a silver platter by the Badass Bron Breakker. The young, possibly naive Breakker with a misstep. Trying not to hand that momentum back to McIntyre, but Drew's got other plans. Going for the Kimura lock. Breakker saved by the ropes. And these guys are throwing live rounds. This has been a hell of a matchup in the main event already. Into the ropes. Claymore! McIntyre striking while the iron's hot. And Drew McIntyre with a victory here in Phoenix. I'll tell you what, that wasn't a long match, but it was a tough one. McIntyre and Breakker throwing their best shots right out the get-go, and it seemed as if it was anybody's ball game up until the Claymore was connected.
Here is your winner, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre returned to SmackDown a number of weeks ago with a victory over the Nigerian Giant Omos. He kept his momentum strong against the Viking Raiders Ivar, a roadblock at the Royal Rumble. But now McIntyre back in the driver's seat. A victory over Bron Breakker tonight. And are we looking at the man who will be the last man standing inside the Elimination Chamber matchup 9 nights from tonight? Join us next week to find out who secures the 6th and final spot inside SmackDown's Chamber match. The road to WrestleMania continues to get hot and heavy.
Game face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'm a